So Virgo, we are looking at the next 30 days in your life. So it doesn't matter when you watch this video, this reading is timeless. It'll be valid, relevant, and appropriate anytime that you find it, anytime that you come to this video. So we're looking at the next 30 days in your life. What is relevant? What is significant? What are you going to be dealing with? What are the things that you need to be focusing on for the next 30 days? So we're starting off with an oracle. And the reason why I'm starting off with an oracle, Virgo, is because I find oracles as a start, they sort of set the tone, they sort of get us in the mood, and they sort of guide us as to where we need to go. So the first card I'm drawing for you, and this is very interesting, Virgo, it is the card, as you can see, the card of flow. And it says to you here, let goddess blessings enrich your life. So this is goddess Lakshmi, okay? So she's coming up so much for me lately. I think I have picked a card from various different decks. Over the last 4 days, I think she's come up 3 or 4 times already. So she's clearly drawing very near to us at the moment. And specifically for you, Virgo, because obviously we've drawn her first. So she is the goddess of luck. She is the goddess of abundance. She is the goddess of flow. Hence why the little word there. What does this mean for you, Virgo? It basically means over the next 30 days, don't try and have too much control over what you're doing and what the outcomes of that are going to be. You've got to learn to trust the flow of life. So it doesn't mean you can sit and watch TV all day and just expect everything to be okay, because it's not going to work like that. But what it does mean for you, Virgo, is that, you know, when you're doing a thing, when you're working towards a thing, there is this element of needing to trust that everything's going to work out exactly as it needs to. And if you can trust that process, and if you can allow that process to happen for you, if you can allow the flow to take place, actually things that we don't resist, we don't challenge, we don't fight, and things generally have a tendency to work themselves out, okay? So this is basically saying to you, you need to have a plan, but it doesn't have to be such a strong, solid plan that it restricts and limits you or holds you back. It needs to be a plan that allows you to just sort of go with the flow, to make some adjustments. So in other words, if you're heading down a particular road and there is an obstacle, okay, I need to turn left, I need to turn right, I need to make a different move. But it's about being able to flow with the environment around you. That is the most important thing. So Virgo, Lakshmi is telling you to flow, to let the goddess blessings enrich your life. So if you are, again, expecting things to go a certain way and they don't, and you have to make a turn, it's Lakshmi that's doing that for you. It's Goddess Lakshmi that's saying to you, all right, there's better options for you this way. Trust and go with it. Don't try and limit, don't try and restrict, and don't try and prevent things from unfolding in the way that they need to. I'm going to just very quickly shuffle a tarot deck here, because I want to know in what area of your life does this flow refer to, and what like, why is it that we need to now trust that things are going to go in a different way. So just anything else that Lakshmi wants us to know around flow for you. Okay, so the first card I have got here for you is the 10 of Wands. Can you see how she's carrying this incredibly heavy burden? So much so that she's even, her hands are so full, she can't possibly hold something else. So she's using her tail to hold another piece, another stick, another wand over there. So the message that we get here with the 10 of Wands is Spirit saying to you, you're feeling very overwhelmed at the moment. There's a lot going on. There's a lot that you need to do. There's a lot that you need to focus on. And you're like wondering, like, where is that one piece of straw that's going to break the camel's back? You're feeling quite overwhelmed. You're feeling quite anxious. You're feeling quite nervous about the volume of stuff that you're holding on to, that you're dealing with at the moment. And there's this feeling of, I don't know if I can cope. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I'm okay. All right, so these are the feelings of overwhelm that you are having at the moment. And this is why Lakshmi is telling you, chill, relax, unwind, trust in the process, trust in the flow of things. Everything's going to work out exactly as it needs to. So what we don't see on the 10 of Wands, okay, so here she's walking her little journey, walking her path, and she's sort of heading in this sort of direction over here. What we don't see is how close she is to her destination. So we see that she's carrying all of these sticks, and you know, she's juggling, and they're falling and they're dropping, and it's all a little bit overwhelming. But as I say, what we don't see here is how close she is to her destination. So 3 or 4 steps just beyond this image over here, and she's where she can be, where she needs to be, where somebody can either take the sticks from her, she can put them down, and actually she can relax. So the Ten of Wands comes up to, first of all, acknowledge how you're feeling, how this overwhelm that you're going through at the moment, Virgo. But it's also to say to you, you are so close to arriving at your chosen destination where relaxation, happiness, and joy await you. So trust that everything's going to be okay. Let things flow the way that they need to. And if somebody's there and says, let me help you, don't go, oh no, it's fine, I've got it. Don't be don't be so stubbornly independent. You hear that, Virgo? Don't be so stubbornly independent. Let somebody go with the flow, let somebody help you, and let somebody take that load off you, because it is a lot for you to carry on your own. So I'm giggling because I've had a look at the next card. So I said to you, don't be so stubbornly independent. And the card I have for you next is the card of the devil. All right. So he is stubbornly independent. He doesn't want to follow a rule. He doesn't want to do what he needs to do. He doesn't want to allow somebody else to tell him what to do. And if somebody comes along and says to him, no, do it this way, even if that is a good, easy, simpler way than what he had thought about, he's going to go completely against the grain. Why? Because he's the devil, and that's what he does. He goes completely against the grain. And so Virgo, this is Spirit saying to you, when we trust the flow, when we go with the flow, when we allow things to develop and to happen in their own time, when we are carrying such heavy burdens as you are at the moment, because we're like determined to do this on our own, determined to finish this on our own, determined to accomplish this on our own, it creates this kind of feeling of, I have to do this on my own. So we need to shift from the I have to, which is devil energy, that stubborn independence. We need to shift from that into realizing that, you know what, it's okay if somebody helps you, if somebody takes half the load away from you, if somebody makes life a little bit easier for you. So don't be so stubbornly independent. And I have to giggle because I think we're all like that, aren't we? I think we are. But remember, Virgo, this is just the next 30 days. So whenever it is, whatever day is today that you are watching this, we need to just trust and go with the flow, and to know that everything's actually working out exactly as it should be. All right. The next card I've drawn for you here is the Six of Coins. I love the artwork. This deck is just stunning with the artwork. Absolutely beautiful. So the Six of Coins is the card of helping others. It's the card of being supportive. It's the card of giving to others, supporting others, helping others, and just understanding where you have excess in your life and offloading and sharing that with others. Now, we talk about excess, right? Let's bring our Ten of Wands back into play. This is an excess. I can't do the fingers in the right way. This is this is an excess, right? She has an excess of burdens. She has an excess of worries and stresses. And the Six of Coins, or the Six of Pentacles, is basically saying to you, don't feel like you have to hold on to it. You can share. All right? Share the burdens, share the duties, share the responsibilities. You don't have to hold it all. So this is exactly what I was saying. Don't be so fiercely, stubbornly independent. Go with the flow, and if somebody's there and somebody says, hey, let me help you, let me take some of that burden off you. This is Lakshmi and Spirit saying to you, just accept the help. Give whatever it is that you have in excess, whatever it is that is worrying you and troubling you, just hand it over. Give to somebody else. Now, normally this card's meaning is the other way around. Normally this is the card that says you are being supportive, you are being kind, you are helping people. But is the help that you're giving the help that they need? But in this time, it's actually the opposite. What I'm hearing from Spirit is the Six of Coins right now is saying to you, you need to accept the help. Even if you don't need it, even if you feel as if you are coping. Where's my ten of Wands again? So even if you feel as if you are coping, even if you are so close to finishing and so close to arriving at your destination, Spirit is saying to you, don't be so stubborn. Go, oopsie, I'm showing you the back of the card. Go with the flow. Sorry for getting the glares. Go with the flow, but accept the help that is being offered, because there is a lot of help that is being offered to you. All right. And that is the lesson for you at the moment, Virgo. So the next 30 days, it's quite big. There's a lot that's going on. You're trying to handle it. You're trying to navigate it. You're trying to work through it. You're trying to do your best, which is, absolutely all that you can do is absolutely your best. But sometimes in life, it's okay to accept help from another person, to allow somebody else to alleviate the burden from you. And it doesn't mean that you're not doing well. It doesn't mean that you're not succeeding. And it certainly doesn't mean that you're not victorious. Okay. So these are the things that you need to be focusing on. All right, I'm taking another from the Oracle. And this is the card of imagination. And it says to you, let your dreams take flight. So immediately what I hear is that maybe you're so busy doing that you've forgotten to dream. Maybe you're so busy with the day-to-day practicalities of life, of doing your chores and doing your job and doing things and doing it to the best of your ability, that possibly maybe sometimes you've actually forgotten the goals, you've forgotten the dreams, you've forgotten where you're moving to, what you're moving towards, and what's actually important to you. So maybe you've forgotten all of those things. So this is why Spirit is saying to you, we need to allow our imaginations an opportunity to fly like the owl is doing. We need to allow our imaginations to fly, to just go where it needs to go to. Remember what Lakshmi is saying to you, go with the flow. Okay, just go with the flow. Let's not overanalyze it. I know that's difficult, Virgo. I know that is difficult. But let's not overanalyze it. Let's just go with the flow and see where it gets us. But let's allow our imagination to see more, to see the bigger picture, to see the opportunities that are right in front of you. Because there are so many opportunities of people who do want to help you, of people who do want to make life a bit easier for you. I'm just trying to make some space on the table here. So people who do want to assist you on your journey. But sometimes we can be so stubborn in saying, no, I have to do this on my own. I'm fine. I can do this. And that is where the obstacle comes in. So sometimes we can be our own worst enemy. And I honestly believe that Spirit is saying, use your imagination, allow people to come through and help you. Let your dreams take flight, because the goals, the dreams, and the ambitions you have for yourself are so close, and you can achieve it, you can accomplish it by just letting people help you. All right. Next tarot card I'm taking, you see. So this card that I've got here is the Ace of Swords, and it ties in so perfectly with the imagination card. So I'm trying to avoid the glare. It ties in so beautifully with the imagination card. So, the Ace of Swords that we have over here is about new ideas, new ways of thinking, new opportunities to understand things, to have comprehension. And when I put that with imagination, it's telling you new ideas in the head. Okay, so the Ace of Swords is saying to you, let your imagination run wild. Look what's happening on the card there. He's allowing his imagination to run wild. He's trying new things. He's exploring new things. He's not allowing himself to be limited or restricted by anything. He's trusting the flow and he's going with it. And honestly and truly, that is where the magic lies. Get the camera back into focus. Apparently I am not to be in focus. There we go. All right. So the Ace of Swords is saying to you, Virgo, that it's time for you to allow your imagination to run wild. Allow yourself to see and to perceive things or outcomes that you maybe couldn't have imagined previously. And instead of being so focused and being so diligent on doing all the things the right way by yourself, if you allow your new ideas to come through, and if you allow people to assist you and help you with whatever it is that you're doing, you may actually be pleasantly surprised as to how well things work out for you and the opportunities that actually present themselves. So Virgo, the next 30 days are going to be very, very interesting. I'm hearing from Spirit as well that we can't now that you know that we have to just go with the flow, that opportunities are going to come, people are going to come through to alleviate your struggle, to alleviate your challenge. You need to go with the flow. You need to accept the help that's being offered, but you need to come up with new ideas and come up with, let your imagination wild. So immediately Spirit is saying that there's a part of you that wants to now plan that. There's a part of you that wants to now, create opportunity where these things can happen, where this can manifest, where this can materialize. And Spirit is saying that is absolutely not what you're supposed to be doing. Remember, Lakshmi is telling you to flow, to just go with the flow, to trust that one experience will lead you to the next, lead you to the next, lead you to the next, and before you know, everything has turned out exactly as it needs to. So the next 30 days for you, Virgo, just instead of having a strict, solid plan, just go with the flow and just see where it gets you. Okay. I have a different tarot deck on the table in front of me, and I'm going to give it just a brief shuffle, because the question I want to ask now is, I understand, and I'm hoping you understand as well, the main energy behind the next 30 days for you. And it's about going with the flow. It's about trusting in outcomes. It's about believing that everything will work out as it should. But the question I want to ask now from this next tarot deck is, why is this so important? Like, what is the outcome for you? And I think, Virgo, for you guys especially, where you like to know outcomes, you like to know the way things are going to flow, the way things are going to unfold, the way things are going to develop for you. So I want to know from here, I want to know why is it important that you go with the flow? Why is it important that you let your imagination run wild? Why is it important that you accept help from anyone at any time for anything? So the outcome here for you is self-expression. So self-expression in traditional tarot would be the two of, oh, that's in 11. It's not a 2. My bad. Sorry, can you see that? I thought it was a Roman numeral 2, but actually it's card number 11. That makes more sense. Self-expression and the 2 of Wands didn't make sense to me, but now I get it, now that it's the 11. So it's the Page of Wands. So for those of you who follow traditional tarot, who possibly read, it's the Page of Wands. All right. So this particular deck, obviously their numbering system is a little bit different to the usual. So self-expression is exactly that. So Virgo, maybe we've been, and I say we and I'm meaning all Virgos, maybe you've been so stuck, okay, it's the word that I hear from Spirit. You've been so stuck in understanding and believing and doing what you feel are your duties, your responsibilities, and the things that you need to. You've been so busy focused on outcome, on destination, on success, accomplishment, achievement, attainment, that you have forgotten self-expression. So sometimes we can get so caught up in the doing that we forget to be in that moment. Do you understand? I hope you understand. So self-expression is coming through for you today to say to you that over the next 30 days, it is so important that you allow yourself the opportunity to express the things that you are struggling with, the hardships that you are struggling with, the way that it is eating you alive, the devil card, the way that it's playing on your mind, the thoughts, the ideas, the things that are going on in your head. It's time for you to acknowledge. It's time for you to pay attention to that. It's time for you to admit to yourself, self-expression, okay, how much you are struggling, how hard things are, how difficult it is. To remember to also allow people to help you. It's not a sign of weakness. It's not a sign of failure. It's actually a sign of strength when you let somebody into your space. So self-expression is coming through, Virgo, to say that it's important for you to learn how to express yourself. The next one we have from that tarot deck, this is so interesting. We have competition, which is the 5 of Wands. So here we have 2 little boys flying their kites in the sky. How much fun, fabulous, but their kites are getting entwined. Their kites are going to get completely and utterly knotted, and I love how we have the faces that are going against each other as well. You know what? I have to say to you, Virgo, as loud as ever in my head, I'm hearing Spirit say, life doesn't have to be difficult. It doesn't always have to be a competition. It doesn't always have to be a challenge. It doesn't always have to be so difficult. It doesn't have to be so difficult. Life is actually not supposed to be hard. It's not supposed to be difficult. But when you are not living in flow, if you are not working in flow, when you are resisting and being stubborn, that's the devil, stubborn, okay? When you are resisting and being stubborn, when you are not flowing with your own self-expression, this is where you end up. You end up competing for a thing, a situation, a circumstance that actually means nothing. So for the next 30 days, and it's literally just the next 30 days, Virgo, it's important to bring yourself back into balance to allow the imagination to flow, to allow your imagination to flow, to allow yourself to see new ideas, new opportunities, to let people offer you assistance for a change, so that you don't feel like you have to be in direct competition with everybody all the time. It's very, very important that, Virgo. It's very important that, and I understand that, when you are a good person who wants to do your own chores and wants to do your own job and wants to do all the things the right way and believes in putting 100% effort behind everything that you do, I understand that it's sometimes difficult to take a step back and to allow somebody else to step in. And it's not that we're saying that that's exactly what you need to do, Virgo, but Spirit are definitely saying to you, it's important that you just not be so much involved in the doing that you actually forget to participate and engage. All right. Get out into nature a little bit more, right? This is the Empress card. Get out into nature a little bit more. Get out into the world, because there is so much out there to see and to explore. But if you're so busy carrying all your sticks, if you're so busy doing all the work and carrying all your sticks and doing things properly and doing it the right way, you're missing out on so much. So again, Virgo, we're looking at just the next 30 days. This is not Spirit expecting you to change your whole world and to disrupt everything and to drop everything. Not at all. We're just saying be open. Let your imagination, okay? Let your imagination and let your dreams take flight. Let your imagination guide you to actually have some fun along the way, to enjoy what you're doing. And if that means sharing the burden with another person so that there's less burden on you, absolutely fabulous. All right. Last card from the Oracle deck is connection. I mean, just how beautiful is that? Just how beautiful is that? Okay, I see here by my finger we've got Gemini and Libra, so we don't have Virgo, and there's Aquarius. So yeah, all our air signs, and you're not an air sign, Virgo. You are not an air sign. But what does air do? Air connects. If you think about air that we have on our earth and around us, air gets into everywhere. Even if you have a Tupperware and you've got a lid on it and it's a tight seal, there is still air inside. Air gets into everything. If you have a box, air is in the box. If you have a cupboard, air is in the cupboard. Air gets in everywhere. And air connects us. So even though I'm sitting here in my office, in my home, and you're in your office or your home or wherever it is that you are watching this right now, we are connected because we have the same air between us. That's the same air. Air is air. And air is what connects. It's what brings together. And I think, Virgo, this is the message that Spirit have for you. And this is why connection is coming through for you, because we are all connected. So again, it's about, don't feel as if you have to carry all the burdens on your own. Don't feel as if you have to do all of this completely on your own. It's time for you to learn to go with the flow. It's time for you to let Goddess Lakshmi help you to bring a little bit of ease, to bring a little bit of flow, to bring a little bit of happiness into your life. But if you don't allow it, if you don't allow your thoughts and your imagination to go down that road, it's never going to happen for you. But to understand the connection that you have between all other living souls, people in your life, opportunities and situations, and it's time for you to flow on those airwaves. Flow on those airwaves and not be so rigid in the expectation of outcome, trusting that things are going to work out exactly as they need to. So Virgo, the next 30 days are going to be very interesting for you indeed. I do wish you just a month of flow, a month of happiness, and a month of less burdens. Much love and many blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care, Virgo.